大家好, 여러분, 안녕하세요, minasan, konnichiwa. Today is the 24th of February 2025 and this is my 16th weekly update. I was supposed to post an update yesterday, but it was like 11 p.m. at night that I remembered that, oh no, I was supposed to make an update. So I was like, maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. So today is yesterday's tomorrow. So here's my video, right? In case any of the 5 of you were wondering what happened to me. So, in interesting news, I will be going to Korea next month. Yes, 한국에 갈게요. 네. So, that's probably the most interesting news I have. I'll be going with my family. So, yeah, it's going to be a family trip. I will probably share more as I prepare for the trip and I know more myself. As of now, nothing has been done. No tickets have been bought. The dates are not confirmed, but I have a rough plan of where we'll be going, right? So yes, yeah, Korea, exciting, isn't it? Right. I last went to Korea, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I think it's been a while. But yeah, okay. So next, okay, last week's recap, right? So what did I do last week? Chinese, 2 hours of ice hockey lessons. Nope, I only managed to do 1 hour of lessons. I could not manage to get a slot with one of my other teachers, but it's okay. I'll try this week, I guess, to do HSK5 mock test part 2. Also not really. So the reason why I didn't put it as a complete strike off is because I did it with my teacher during class, right? So during class we would read the sentences and and then we'll go through words I don't know, some of the multiple choice answers. What do they mean? Why would it not make sense, or why would it make sense to be an answer, right? So yeah. So these were words that basically we mine out of our conversation during the lesson. So on the left, we have 接触. So this is not the first time I have learned 接触, but I keep forgetting 接触, right? And my teacher says it's a pretty important word, so that's why it's back inside this list of vocabulary that I should try to remember. So 接触, right? Contact, right? Contact with someone, right? A few other words that she highlighted was pretty useful to know would be napa, right? So I didn't know about napa, that it was even if, right? So next is 未来, right? So I've heard 未来, but I guess now I know the meaning that 未来 means future, right? So 未 has the meaning of not yet, right? So or 没有, right? So 没有来, right? So what hasn't come is the future, right? So 未来. I need to remember 未来, right? On the right side, we have 按照, according to. So 按照老师说这个字很重要, right? 渐渐的 gradually. A more advanced vocabulary of like 慢慢 right? 相似 right? Similar. 科考. So 科考 is also important word, right? So 可以依靠的人, right? Someone that you can rely on. And then 训练, right? So skilled or proficient, right? So the example sentence is 今天是我第一天上班，所以我还不是很熟练, right? So yeah, these are the words that I should try my best to learn. Right. Next we have Korean. Korean, 1 hour of italki lessons also failed. But interesting that it should be a cross or a check, right? But I have it as a circle. And the reason why is that I've actually, because I couldn't find a slot to do with my regular Korean teacher, and because of my new plan of going to Korea next month, I actually have decided that I'm going to start lessons with a new teacher. So I did manage to do an hour of lessons with a new italki teacher. So technically, I would say it's a yes, right? But just want to highlight that. Pimsleur Level 2 Lesson 9, yes, managed to do it. Korean grammar book, no, I have not managed to do it. It's sitting on my desk, just staring at me. Japanese, 1 hour of italki lessons, yes. My subbed anime, yes. Pimsleur Level 2 Lesson 1. Okay, the reason why it's a circle here is I only managed to do half the lesson. So I should try to finish the other half. Wagotabi Second Prefecture. Totally did not have time to do it this week, right? So during Japanese class, this was one of the things that we went to review, right? So, Jiko Shokai, right? Jiko Shokai shitte kudasai. Right? In Chinese, it's 自己介绍, right? So, I feel, like if you know Chinese, you understand, you can read and have fair amount of guessing comprehension, right? So, 自己介紹, okay? 自己紹介してください. Right? どうも、こんにちは。はじめまして。ジンです。ジンと言います。ジンと申します。よろしくお願いします。どうぞよろしくお願いします。どうぞよろしくお願い申し上げます。何どうぞよろしくお願い申し上げます。So yes. So what my teacher was saying is that, a common mistake that a lot of foreigners make in their self-introduction is that they give way too much information, right? So greetings could be, right? So she asked me to give an example of a greeting, a self-introduction, right? So I went, どうも、ジンと言います。よろしくお願いします。Right? And she was like, okay, that's great. You keep it short and simple. You can use this in like almost any situation and it'll be fine, right? So I was like, yeah, okay, great, right? So yeah, I just wanted to just share something that I learned last week, right, during my Japanese class, right? Oh, and I also made progress on material outside of the Pimsleur italki class, which is I have started using Migaku, right? So I know I have a lot of tools to help me, right? So I started with Anki a long time ago. I stopped it. For me, flashcards are not really my thing, right? I use Closemaster to like learn vocab, and what was the other one? Drops, right? I used both for a while. I got tired of it, right? I was using Link for a while, right? The nice thing about Link, right, is that there's this counter that shows you how many words you know, right? And that's the nice thing about Link, right? There's this, I don't know, there's this feeling that you want to increase that count, right? So, yeah. But the problem I find with Link is putting in importing in content. And for me, that's the thing that's lazy for me, right? That's the thing that I'm lazy about to do, right? So from a YouTube recommendation from some guy, I started using Migaku, right? So the main thing about Migaku that I am sort of sold on, right, is the idea that I can use Netflix, Disney Plus, and YouTube. There's also Viki, right? But I don't know. I don't use Viki, but maybe I should. Maybe I could, right? But as of now, YouTube, Disney Plus, which I do have, right, and Netflix, right? So Netflix, I watch tons of content on Netflix. A lot of my anime I watch is on Netflix. But the unfortunate thing for me, at least, is that there's a fair amount of country-specific, language-specific content that I watch that for some reason do not have the subtitles of its own native language. So for example, a Japanese anime wouldn't have Japanese subtitles. And I think that is the well, I wouldn't say that's the problem, but that is the limitation of Migaku, right? So Migaku only works if there is also native subtitles that it can basically extract and extract out so that you can look up the words, right? So that you can add it to your memory bank and you can look up the words, and if you want, you could make flashcards out of it. So for me, the whole idea of Migaku, well, I guess some people, they think that the whole idea of Migaku is to use it to make flashcards. But for me, I'm actually using it as a way to look up words in a very easy and a quick way while I'm watching my content that I consume. And then I can also add words to my memory bank, right? To see how I'm going, right? How's my progress with my vocabulary, right? I think YouTube is actually a massive gold mine for content, right? So actually for Korean, I don't enjoy so much watching dramas, whereas I quite enjoy watching certain Korean YouTubers, right? So yeah, so I would actually think that for me, another thing I want to point out is that the great thing about Disney Plus is, at least from my experience, Disney Plus has subtitles in like tons of languages. So what it probably means is that if there is content that's on Disney Plus, it's extremely likely that Migaku is going to work for it, because you'll be able to find the native content subtitles to use it to look up, right? Netflix is a really hit or miss. I find that it's better with the subtitles for older shows. Yeah, so older shows or a very, very popular show, right? So these are the two kinds of shows that they would probably have the native subtitles on. Whereas like new shows and seasonal shows, not so much. It seems a lot less likely. In fact, most of the times when I see that they have subtitles for the native language, it's for a older show, right? Like it could be like maybe about a year or 2 years old at least, right? If not much older, right? So the older the show is, the more likely it is to have subtitles if it's on Netflix, like native content subtitles, which is what you need for Migaku to work. Whereas Disney Plus seems like everything works, right? For YouTube, of course, I think a lot of the larger channels in Korean and in Japanese, they do spend an effort to subtitle their videos, right? I think it's something that they do to, as a, I don't know, an optimization to get more views and clicks or more watches, but they do that, and well, I appreciate it, and that's how Mikaku works for me, right? So I don't know, maybe I should go and check out what Viki is. What's the kind of content that's on Viki, and maybe that's something I would like, right? But for me, Netflix, Disney Plus, maybe if they had Prime Video, yeah, and YouTube, that's probably all I need, for like most of my content, like 90% of the content that I would want to watch, right? So yeah. The only unfortunate thing, well, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, but at least the drawback that I see is that I have to be on my computer or laptop watching with the plugin on my browser for me to get this whole thing to work, right? So anyway, it's $10 a month, $10 a month. I'll try it out. Hopefully I use it, right? So we'll see how it goes. Right? So here's the screenshot of what it looks like, at least like the homepage for me when I'm learning Mandarin, right? Yeah, maybe I'll have more screenshots next time if anyone's interested. But anyway, at least for me, it's interesting. It might be one of those things where, I'm into it for like a few weeks or maybe a few months, and then I don't care about it anymore. So I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes, right? So this week's plan: 2 hours of italki lessons. Let me try to get schedule. Let me try to schedule classes with my first and second teacher, and I'll try to do one episode of Chinese drama with Mikaku, right? I can't remember the name of that Chinese drama that I was watching, but if it's in Mikaku, it seems to be a lot easier for me to comprehend. Like if I was not going for 100% comprehension, if I was going for like 95% comprehension, okay, I could use Mikaku and watch shows and, pretty much understand most of it, right? So actually quite looking forward to it, right? For Korean, also 2 hours of italki lessons, not an italki lesson, 2 hours of italki lessons. One with my first teacher, one with my second teacher, right? So since I'm gonna go to Korea next month, I should try to, boost up my Korean as much as I can, right? So 한국어 실력 늘어요, right? Try to increase my Korean language skills. I will do Pimsleur level 2 lesson 10, and I will watch one episode of Korean YouTube with Mikaku, right? So I will let you know how it goes. I did toy around with it this morning for like maybe like 10 minutes on the Korean YouTube video that I was watching, but because I was playing around with it so much, I wasn't really focusing on the content. But yeah, I will try to do that. I feel that it might be more beneficial for me to just increase the hours of content that I am consuming rather than go for 100% comprehension of a few content that I'm learning, right? So I'm coming around to that conclusion that one of the reasons why my Chinese drama I've been so apprehensive to tackle it is because I've been going for 100% comprehension, whereas I should just be a bit more, okay, yeah, that word, well, if it's important, maybe it'll come up again, I probably should have that kind of approach, right? A bit more surface level learning rather than trying to be so comprehensive and complete with everything that I'm studying, right? So next, Japanese. So 1 hour of italki classes. Continue to watch my subbed anime. Pimsleur level 2, lesson 1, I should finish it. Wagotabi, second prefecture, I should start it. And I should watch one episode of Japanese anime with Mikaku. So the kind of anime that I'm thinking I should be watching, probably I'm going to use Prime to watch my shows for Japanese, and I'm going to watch like slice of life stuff. at least for me, I feel that slice of life conversations and topics may be the most relevant to me. Right? I feel like certain like fighting anime, oh, it's not that I don't enjoy it, but I feel like the dialogue or the words that I learn, right? Like maho, right? Magic, right? All these things are maybe not as useful for me, right? In if I'm actually going to Japan, right, to speak Japanese with people, right? So yeah, and yeah, so make progress on material outside of Pimsland italki. So I think this week, right, it's probably gonna be a yes as long as I can put in some time to finish that work on Migaku, right? So yeah, sorry guys, I was 1 day late, but I thought today's update was pretty good, right? I told you guys I'm going to Korea next month. I told you guys I got a new application, a new tool to help me learn. I'm kind of excited about learning languages, right? Like with this new tool, right? Um, yeah, I'll see how it goes. I'm you know I've been doing this for a while. This is the 16th update, but I still feel like excited and to learn things, especially when I see things in Chinese that oh, there's a similar sounding Korean word or a Japanese word, right? Or opposite, right? Oh, this word in Chinese. Oh, is this word in Japanese? Is this word in Korean? Oh, this word in Korean sounds just like that word in Japanese. Oh, it's the same word, right? Just one's Korean and one's Japanese, right? So for me, I still find this very enjoyable for me, especially when it helps me remember certain words or certain phrases, right? So anyway, that's my rambling for tonight. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope I will be very productive in my language learning this week, and I will give you guys an update when I see you guys next week. All right. Thanks for watching.